silence.
You animal. Woo! I'm off to the show again.
But so I turned 30 last year. Really freaked me out. Like proper midlife crisis freaked me out. You might be thinking, well, midlife crisis at 30 seems a little premature.
Yeah.
But then again, it turned out to be pretty spot on for Shane Warne, so you never know. But I realised I was freaking out over nothing. You know, age is just a number. You don't have to bear it any mind. It's like speed limits, or blood alcohol readings, or my court date. It's just a number. In fact, numbers can be lucky for some people, you know. I know heaps of people with lucky numbers. Hell, even the royal family. Do you know Prince Andrew's lucky number?
Yeah.
Anywhere in the teens. You know, have you heard of this 1/2 + 7 rule? Basically, it says that if you're dating someone who's considerably younger than yourself and you're not sure if it's okay, simply calculate, are they at least half your age plus 7 years? If they are, you're all good. You're in the clear. At least that's the way my first boyfriend in primary school explained it to me. He helped me do the maths on my fingers. He was such a good teacher. No, looking back, I think those really are some of my fondest memories of homeschool. You know, I mentioned the royal family earlier. Did you know that Princess Diana, when she was still alive, actually contributed quite significantly to the field of scientific research, specifically gravity? She, a lot of people know the most famous law of gravity that says, you know, what goes up must come down. But Diana, in her ongoing and rather public battle with bulimia, helped to prove that what goes down must come up. I told that joke to a friend of mine recently. She got super offended because it turns out that this friend actually also struggled with bulimia and anorexia as a teen. Although, this is hilarious, I shit you not, do you know what she went on to study at university after that? Nutrition. There's an irony there, I feel, isn't there? Which she herself would be somewhat lacking in, somewhat deficient in. In the interest of gender equality, I have decided to nickname my genitals, because why should men have all the fun? I've decided to call my clitoris Alibrandi, after the book Looking for Alibrandi by Melina Marchetta. I think it's quite a good comparison, because, you know, much like the book, I studied it extensively in Year 10. It was quite the page turner. I was always flicking through that thing. But like a lot of other women, I found the conclusion unsatisfying. A lot of my sex life has been like that, actually. I've known you for all of 2 minutes now, so I feel I can share this with you. I'm quite adventurous in the bedroom. My tastes are a little out there. I mean, nothing weird, like nothing sick. Not like my uncle. My uncle's a farmer. He gets a little too into pest control. Like his favourite part is giving the rabbits myxomatosis, or as he calls it, watership Down syndrome. Oof, not so good. So like I said, nothing that bad. Just, you know, your garden variety kind of bondage and kinks like that. But I got sick of playing around with that in new relationships. When you're in a brand new relationship, it's really hard to know when to bring something like that up. You know, how many dates in can you just slide that ball gag across the table and hope for the best? Basically, I was sick of pussyfooting around what I wanted, which was pussyfooting a lot of the time. So I thought I had struck gold when I found a guy who, right there in his dating profile, said he was into water sports. I thought, oh, me too. Imagine my disappointment when it turned out he meant surfing. Although, probably not as much as his disappointment when I pissed on him. I had to try and cover my tracks and say, oh, I thought you got stung by a jellyfish. Sorry. He said, how? We're in the middle of a restaurant. An hour from the ocean. Anyway, basically, as soon as he got pissed off, he pissed off. There was a nice sort of Mr. Miyagi symmetry to the whole thing. It was lovely. And look, I wish that was the only time something like that had happened to me. But, you know, there was the date where I found someone who said they were really into scat, but then they took me to a jazz club. Scabadoo-bap, bam, bam. Or there was one guy that things were going quite well. You know, we'd made it to 3 or 4 dates in, and he comes and picks me up and he says, babe, tonight I want to try the angry dragon. And I thought, whoa, what is the angry dragon? Like, I thought my tastes were out there. I haven't even heard of this thing. What is the angry dragon? Turns out it's a Chinese restaurant in Kensington. What a charming little place. I can thoroughly recommend the lo mein. But basically, this has become really disheartening. I've given up on even hoping to find somebody who shares my tastes. Just the other week, I was on a date with somebody who asked how I felt about pegging. And I dejectedly replied that, well, I have a tumble dryer, so I hardly ever use them. Thank you very much. I've been Jenny Lauren.